Hello guys, hello, welcome back on Sunday. Sunday 22 January 2023. So yeah, I just finished fixing the TV board, and you remember this MOSFET which was blown up from the TV board. So I'll want to move further with the repairs, and we have some kind of motherboard. This is a laptop motherboard, some kind of Lenovo, and these are some kind of jobs from other techies, you know. Here it's very hard to get like new jobs. I'm getting some kind of jobs where they tried to do their attempts. After they failed, they'll bring it here. So the owner said, I'm not ready to pay for the repair, but can you diagnose and tell me what is the problem? Maybe since he attempted to do some repairs at first, maybe you want to fix it on his own, you know. So let's see if we can diagnose and tell the owner that that's your fault, which is making this motherboard not turning on. Can we? So let's see if we can fix, if we can diagnose this motherboard and tell the owner that's your fault, and they are paying like $3 for such kind of jobs. Okay, maybe he has some boards for space, you want to do it on his own. So let's see here. So what we can see, based on visual inspection, we do have coils represent power supplies. We have big fan, that's the fan. We do have a heat sink here, and some kind of all-in-one processor with the PCH graphics, all-in-one processor. Okay, that's the Wi-Fi card still connected. 4 gig DDR3 RAM. Okay, that's the BIOS battery. That's the charging port connector here, and next to the charging port we have a first MOSFET, a big MOSFET, second MOSFET, a small one, and current sensor. Okay, on the other side we do have the microcontroller Lenovo IT8586E. That's the model, and here on the other side we have a BIOS chip, which I'm not sure whether this is the BIOS chip for the microcontroller or for the PCH, but we will see. Okay, so no charging port. So where can we start to diagnose? Let's put the test meter on diode mode. Okay, let's check plus, minus. So you have 2 pins on the plus, 2 pins on the minus, and the middle pin to identify the charging current. by the Lenovo style. After that we have a big power rail. That's the first MOSFET. Yeah, maybe you can't see. We have the first MOSFET, second MOSFET, and the current sensor. We'll go under microscope. Don't worry, we'll do it under microscope. But I just want to check few things. I'll go straight on the current sensor and check for short to ground after the two MOSFETs, like 0, 0. The main 19 volts power rail is shorted to ground. Okay. Okay, that's not a problem. So let me look for some wires and solder 2 wires so that I can use my adjustable power supply as a charger. I think we have some wires to play with. Let's see. I'm alone on shop, you know, Sunday. No one is at work. I'll solder. You see all those brown places is ground, and the plus on the plus pin. We'll call this green one ground. I'll solder it here, and the white, let's call it plus. Okay, that's all what we have to do. What I will do next, I'll adjust my power supply to something like 19 volts. 1 second. So we have soldered our wires. Let's plug in minus and plus. It's taking like 2 milliamps, which is standby current, which is a little bit normal. So let's check now with the, I'll leave ground here on the plus. I can't see any voltage there. Let's check again. If we have 19 and we have like 0 volts, okay. So what's going on here? Why do we have 0 volts? We have like 0 volts, you can see on the screen. So I'm sure those MOSFETs, they are protecting the motherboard against any short, because we have a shorted power rail. Our main 19 volts power rail is shorted. We can see if we go on the current sensor. You see? It's like 0, 0. We have a short there. So let's do visual inspection first. So let's see what's going on here. Okay. maybe we can see something. Check here, maybe we can see, you see that capacitor. That capacitor looks weird. That capacitor is not good, obviously. Like 0, 0. Let's go under microscope and see what's going on here. So we are under microscope. We are not obvious, we are not fixing anything. So let's see. I'll show you that capacitor, which looks weird to me. Where is that capacitor? Look that. This is some kind of capacitor connected on the main 19 volts power rail. You see that capacitor? You see? So that capacitor, clearly we don't need any multimeter there. Clearly that capacitor is shorted. So that is the first problem. Okay, so let's leave that capacitor like that. Where is it? Yeah, this one. What I will do, we'll call this one problem 1. Let's leave that capacitor and check for other things. Okay, so we found a shorted capacitor. So what I want to do, we want to check other things and see, maybe we have some more faults. I want to check on the last pin of the BIOS chip to ground. It's not shorted. Okay, what I will check first, I will check for the 3.3 and 5 volts power supply. And based on experience, it's very easy to locate, like 2 coils. You see here, we have next to the RAM, here on the other side we have coil. I believe this is the RAM power supply, and these 2 coils on the other side, one is, I can see a big power rail which is going to the USB, and this one is the 5 volts and this one is the 3.3 volts power supply. Okay, so I will check for these coils to ground, because in most cases we are facing problem with the 3.3 volts power supply. So the first coil, we don't have a short. The second coil, we don't have a short. Okay, we just finished checking our motherboard, and what we have seen so far is a shorted capacitor on the main 19 volts power rail. So what I want to do, let's check further to see if that is only the problem with this motherboard. So what I will do, I will check for 3 volts power rail, because in most cases that's where the problem is. Our multimeter is still on diode mode. So like I said, we have two coils, one is supplying 5 volts and the other one is for 3.3. I'll check each and every coil to ground. The first one is not shorted to ground, the second one we can't see any short. Okay, so what I will do, I don't usually trust a test meter. I want to come with my DC power supply. I will lower the voltage to around 3 volts and check those coils again with power supply, because in most cases the test meter is not giving me accurate results, 3.19 around let's lower the current to 2 amps, because I don't want to cause any further damage. You don't want to push too much current to the power supplies. So 1.9, that should be fine, around 3.21 volts. Okay, so let's check the first coil here. Look, we do have voltage drop around 0 volts and is taking max current, because I set this power supply to 1.9 amps maximum current limit. So on the first coil we do have a short. On the second coil again is shorted, but testing with the multimeter we don't have a short there. So that's why I always recommend to buy power supply and test with the power supply instead of a test meter, because according to test meter we don't have shorted coils to ground here, but if we come with the power supply it's drawing max current. Okay, and if I'm to feel what is getting hot, the driver, because next to the coil, maybe you can see those are the coils. You can't see clearly, but those are the coils. Next to the coils we have the drivers, and those are this is the kind of new model of motherboard where the MOSFETs are inside the driver. So if I come with the power here, the driver is getting hot, it's also shorted inside, and on the other side I'm sure that's also the issue. So both of these drivers for 3.3 and 5 volts they are shorted, so we now have 3 faults. Let's move further. So let's carry on with the fault finding. We're not fixing, we're here just to diagnose to see how many faults do we have on this motherboard. So first we found a ceramic capacitor on the main 19 volts power rail. Secondly, 3.3 volts driver is also shorted, and the 5 volts driver is also shorted. What about the microcontroller? Can you check? On the microcontroller, I'm sure this BIOS chip, or even we can check. Let's check from the pin number 8 to the microcontroller. To see if this, I'm checking to the pins of the controller, and it looks like this BIOS chip is nothing to do with the microcontroller, so it's for the PCH. Okay, so what I want to check again, I'll check for the ceramic capacitors around the microcontroller. That's not right. on those ceramic capacitor, one side is ground and the other side is connected to 3.3 volts power supply. So it's not right like for the ceramic capacitors to beep on all sides. So this one is beeping both sides. Let's look further. Here we have some here, same issue. Zero, the other side like 0.0020. so this one is the plus. So what I will do, I'll come with the 3.3 volts and see what is shorted. Maybe it's that driver and it's taking 1.9 amps, and the controller is getting what? I'm using liquid. Maybe you can see. I want you to check on the liquid. Check on the controller. You see it's getting dry quickly. Again, voltage injected. You see it's getting dry quickly. So even the controller is dead. Yeah, that's what I hate about Lenovo laptops. You always get multiple faults, you know. So this controller is dead. The drivers of the power supply, they are also shorted, and the ceramic capacitor is shorted. Maybe if you don't have a dead processor, it's fixable, but this motherboard, it seems someone once tried to fix it and there's a note here, dead processor, board not fixable, replacement needed. Okay, but how do we check? Let's check the processor, because I think that was the wrong diagnosis. I don't think we have the dead processor, but mainly we have those faults: ceramic capacitor, 2 drivers, and the controller. 4 faults. Let's check the processor. Okay, we have the vehicle socket here, vehicle power supply. We have like coils, 4 MOSFETs. Maybe the driver is on the other side. ISL, yes, that's the driver. Okay, so let's check for those coils, because many people get lost there. 119, 48, 42. I don't know, but I think it should be around the 200, above 200, and we only have like a 44. Maybe we'll also have a shorted PCH. Let's lower the voltage to 1 volts, 0.9. I don't want to 96, 0.96. Let's check there and see what's going on here. is taking 1 point. Let's take down the heat sink. We are diagonizing only today. We are not fixing anything. It's not a good day for work. I want to check out this. This heat sink, okay. With the 0.9 volts, what is getting hot? What is taking that power? Raising current. There seems as if we have a dead PCH. It's getting warm. That's very bad. So I don't think I'll buy a Lenovo laptop. I don't think so. I don't even dream myself using a Lenovo laptop, because this is the worst design ever. How can you have such kind of faults on one motherboard? We have so many faults. So this is how you can diagnose and fix a dead laptop motherboards. In this case, we are not fixing, we just put the right diagnosis, because the owner need to know if this thing can be fixable or not. So firstly, we found a shorted capacitor, ceramic capacitor on the main 19 volts power rail, and then the 3.3 and 5 volts drivers, all they are shorted. The microcontroller is shorted also. The PCH inside the controller is also shorted to ground. Okay, so I will stop this video because there's no point. This one is no longer in a state of being repaired. So I just wish you a nice Sunday, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for future updates. Let's meet on the next time. Bye.